In this episode...
Did you punch somebody when you were... You don't look like the type to punch somebody, or did he punch somebody? Somebody punched somebody. He is not good enough for you, according to what Spirit's saying over there. And here you come, and you're addicted to this guy somehow. You are the best dog mom on the planet, FYI.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. He's thanking you for putting up with him because he was so weird. He's like, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was a character.
We had a life together that nobody could imagine.
Yeah. Ever since I was little, I had a strange and uncanny ability to know things about people. But when I was 19, I was the victim of violence, and I had a really strange out-of-body experience. The worst day of my life became the best day because it left me with an ability to help others in a really deep and meaningful way. I'm able to connect and communicate and share messages from our loved ones who've passed on and are part of Spirit now. And it's all about hope, healing, forgiveness, and most of all, love. I'm Colette Baron-Reid, and I'm here to share messages from Spirit. Who is Roberta, with knitting and factory. I'm getting also like a yarn factory.
I own a Robbie.
Robbie was your dad, is this correct?
That's my uncle.
Your
my
Uncle
dad,
Robbie?
his name, Bill.
And what was the yarn and the knitting and the
They
factory?
worked in a factory. And Robbie's still alive, but Bill,
Oh, I see. Okay, but Bill is the
my
one that's
dad's
passed. I'm getting that you got lost a lot. Does that make sense to you at all? That, you know, getting lost in your own thoughts, you were very quiet, you were very confused about your identity in the family too. Because your dad is taking responsibility for that. He wants to acknowledge that you were not protected and that he is so sorry that it created a belief system about you that you were never safe in the world. Does that make sense to you at all?
Yes.
But he wants you to know how proud he is of who you have become in spite of what happened. That in your 20s was really, really difficult. That's the whole getting lost thing, right?
I became a mom of a child with multiple special needs.
Right.
Early 20s.
So you didn't get anything for you, really, at that point. And you're not with the father of that child, correct?
No.
Yes. So you raised that little girl, is this correct? All by yourself.
For most of it, yeah.
Yeah. You're with, you're married now, correct?
Yeah.
They're cheering for the choice you made. They're really cheering for the choice you made. Yeah. They're like, oh.
He'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah. He really loves you. I'm getting that you are supported now for really the first time in your life. And you can trust him. There's no boundaries to violate anymore. There's a real sense of feeling safe, emotionally safe now. You're really a mommy type. You really are. Like, you love to mother, and protect. You're a protective, very protective, yes. And that served you well, considering what you went through. Did you punch somebody when you were, you don't look like the type to punch somebody, or did he punch somebody? Somebody punched somebody. Or did he tell everybody to pull their bootstraps up, or like punching on the, let me keep going. Let me keep going with this.
He died just before I turned 4.
So who was the punch? Oh, that's why he's taking responsibility. I see. Oh, okay, wait. I get it. We can't talk about that. You understand what I'm talking about, right? I understand. Yes. I see. I understand the whole story now. Okay. So without going into too much detail of it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. That will never happen to your children, will never happen to anyone ever again that comes close to you. That is your legacy to help heal others and to be the protective person that you are. And you've become somebody extraordinary.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. My father was killed just before I turned 4. It was in December of 1966. He was an Air Force pilot, and he was on a test mission, and his plane went down. And there was a countrywide search for 10 days for him. And they ended up abandoning the search because of weather. And unfortunately, his plane and body wasn't found for several years later.
Coming up, Glenda receives relationship advice from her father.
I'm getting the men on your side of the family admitting to the abandonment of all the women.
In this reading, Glenda connects to her father.
Do you have any relatives in Ghana? Or in an island with with a G, king, something with a king.
Oh,
Kingston?
No, in Jamaica, but not in the city, in the country.
No, okay, so king makes sense to the country. So,
yes.
So you're from Jamaica? Or your family, not?
Yes,
okay.
right.
Now, you are not married today.
No.
This guy that I'm seeing around you now, with 3 families from 3 different women, is somebody that comes and goes out of your life.
Yes.
Okay. This is way too much work for this relationship, okay? This relationship that I'm tuned into is too exhausting. All right, so, and this person better, okay. So, can I just say, I think you could do
You're
better.
right on.
Okay, so, and I will say this, I may say this again,
Yes.
you're going to meet somebody else. So if he's
Okay.
watching the show, you just let him know that he's got competition because he is not good enough for you, according to what Spirit's saying over there. And I'm definitely getting that either your dad abandoned your mother, or is this correct?
Yes.
Is your father's in spirit, or is this your grandfather? Yes.
No,
Okay. So,
both,
okay, because I'm getting the men on your side of the family admitting to the abandonment of all the women. So I got no stability for you from the men.
Right.
You get that?
Yes,
okay.
definitely.
So I'm seeing you as a little girl, like 3 or 4 years old. Is that when your father abandoned your family?
I don't know if it was abandoned. My mother left my father.
Okay, well, there was abandonment there, but
yes.
I think your dad abandoned the family, which is why your mother left. So, okay, so bottom line is this. So here's this little baby thing, right? This I'm seeing, right? So innocence, the thing represents innocence, right? So I'm looking at the men in the family abandoning the women by their behavior. So I now have this man you're dating who has done the same thing, and he has all these families, and here you come, and you're addicted to this guy somehow.
Okay.
Now is your chance to say no to something that's going to hurt you. Because, and I use the terminology addiction loosely in here because it's like a compulsion to want to be with somebody, and especially when they pull away, and then it's like, well, where did you go? I need you to come up, come when you say, da-da-da-da, and don't just disappear. Right. But you've accepted this kind of behavior for too long. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
So, right?
That's true.
The
Very
men
true.
in your family are saying, don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Right?
That's true.
Don't do that anymore. This is your year to say no to your own compulsion to give your power away to somebody because they want you. And this is your father. I know it's your dad that I'm connecting to.
I'm sure it would be.
Yeah. So, because he also didn't see much of you guys. Is that correct? He kind of came and went and was the very late, like, happy-go-lucky, but not really, right? So he was kind of a philanderer is what I'm seeing. He's admitting to that. Did your mother get quite heavy?
No. My grandmother used to love to bake and cook.
Right. And was she heavy?
She was.
How about this, a voluptuous woman as opposed to a skinny little woman, right? So a woman with some pillow.
Yes.
A pillow hug, right?
Yeah,
so, and she was your mother's mother.
Yes.
Yes.
My
Okay. So then
mother.
that would be her. So she's saying the same thing because she also was abandoned.
Okay.
Right. Do you see that? So left or abandoned, splitting families up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she left her family in Cuba.
Splitting families.
Yeah, many years ago.
All these splitting families.
And they were all there, and she was here, and she never went back.
Splitting families,
Yeah.
right? So everything is about split.
Yes.
And now you want to keep your family together. So you want a man that's going to keep that family together.
Okay.
You get that?
I hope I
You
find
will.
him, or...
You will. Right? We're going to make her have one, right? Yes, yes.
Okay.
Spirit wants
Thank
that.
you very much. He passed away of cancer almost 25 years ago. Yeah, so losing him was a big void in my life. And just to hear him come and, give me a message and telling me that there's better things for me, You know, it's given me some encouragement and some hope.
Up next, Lydia's dog Butler comes through with a message of encouragement.
You need to be loved. And yeah, it's going to hurt. And you're scared. You're scared to love because it's going to hurt.
In this reading, Lydia connects to her dog Butler.
Somebody went blind on this side of the family, deaf and blind. Deaf and blind was your, no, that's not true. What is it? Is this an animal?
He was a
What is he?
poodle.
But long floppy ears.
Yeah.
Sometimes they crop the
Yeah,
ear.
we didn't crop
Not
them like
cropping.
that.
And you didn't make them ugly little funny
No,
outfits
no.
either. Okay.
No.
You let them be au naturel.
That's right.
That's why I didn't recognize the breed. I see. But really floppy ears, really cute, right?
Yeah.
And got completely, lived a while, right? 15 or 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He was 16.
Okay, you are the best dog mom on the planet, FYI.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And you don't really do well with people? When you were younger, were you a little isolated?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now you're better with it, but you need another dog. That's the other thing. So you don't have another dog, right?
No.
Is this correct? Okay, well, can I say this about Baby? No, Butler. But
Butler.
You called it something else, too? You call him Buddy or?
Butthead.
Butthead. Okay, right. Right.
In a loving way.
In a loving way, yes, okay. You need a dog. Okay, she needs a dog.
I've been telling her
yeah,
that.
okay, well, I'm telling you now, okay? So, and Butler is telling, Butthead is butting in and saying something to you. And you need a same breed, by the way, too. You do really well with that breed, so they're smart. You need smart. I will say this, you're more of an artist also.
Yes.
Yes, all right. So you're actually gonna make a living as an artist. So has that ever occurred to you? I'd be asking your friend.
Yes. I make soap.
Well, you got to start selling that soap.
Okay.
Yeah, in a bigger way, like on the internet or whatever. You blend aromatherapy stuff in there, all that stuff too, because it's all natural. Yeah, because it's all this like green stuff that you do and whatever, and you have a possibility. You're actually really good for her because you keep her grounded and making it happen. So you should actually try going into partnership together or doing something in business together, because I'm seeing that as a way you guys are going to make money. Is you stick with her. What?
We've already
Talked about it?
discussed this like 3 days ago.
Well, we're discussing it now, and I'm going to tell you that.
Thank you for the
yes,
validation.
yes, because this is a great combination, and you. Oh, you know, I hate that cliche. You complete me, but in
but
fact,
it's true.
you do.
It's true. And we don't know each other forever. We've only
Yeah.
met like over a year ago, but it's very...
Well, you know what's happening now? We're talking about tribes, right? So people are starting to come together. Anybody notice this? You start to meet people that are more like you and more like-minded souls together, come together, you share similar interests. And, you know, and spirituality brings a lot of us together too now that many of us are coming out of the closet. Me in a giant way, you guys also now. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? So that there is ways that you can express yourself in the world that are different than the box that all of us have been taught that we fit in. And in fact, that the way we transform and evolve as a species is to do new things. And part of what you guys are going to do environmentally, because it's also this whole environmental conversation you guys are having with the product, right? Also, I see a foundation. You got big dreams, right? So soap can wait. There is a dog already now I feel is looking for you, and it is not a puppy. So this is probably a 2-year-old dog.
I just really feel like I can't handle having another
Oh,
dog
yes, you
right
can.
now, because it hurts so much to lose my baby.
Do you want to know what? Our hearts get broken open so that we can bring another one in. Those of us who've been chosen to be animal guardians, to be guardians, are the ones that, yeah, that's the deal we make. Our hearts are going to be ripped out of our chest every time that happens, and that's the deal. We get more love, and there is a dog looking for you because you are the one that's going to give them the right care. And yeah, it's going to hurt when they die too, because they're gonna. We will outlive our animals every time. But you were put here for this purpose, and you need to be loved. And yeah, it's going to hurt. And you're scared. You're scared to love because it's going to hurt. Yeah. And it is.
Okay.
So get over it.
Okay.
You need one before Christmas. You do. It
Okay.
will make you feel like, oh wow, I can do this. And you won't resent it. I know you're scared. You think you're never going to love another animal as much as you loved that last one, but you will. Just different. Just different.
Can't it be a cat? They're so much easier.
No. You're not a cat person. You're a dog person. Am I right?
But I love cats too. I
Yeah,
really
I know
do.
you can love cats, but the dog is looking for you. And it's like,
Okay.
that's my mother, and go get her. And it's definitely a poodle or a poodle cross. I definitely see the curly hair,
Okay.
the whole 9 yards, the floppy ears. You're not going to make it look weird like a funny
No.
bush. How do they do that to poodles? Like a fuss. Ugh. Yeah, Rastafarian dog for you, little one. Small.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. Great business. You guys are going to do amazing. So, and send me some. I like eucalyptus and peppermint, just so you know, and lavender.
I just made eucalyptus and spearmint last night.
Oh, I don't like spearmint.
Okay.
Okay, no, not for me. I'll put it in order.
Okay.
Okay.
Butler was a little poodle that we picked up. I got him at a pet store. I went in one day looking for a rabbit, and I came home with a poodle. And he was just this amazing dog. He didn't look like a poodle at all. He had this long hair, so we never gave him poodle cut. He never looked like a poodle, but I mean, we'd had him for 16 years, and he was just a great dog, so smart and just wonderful. Last year I picked up making soap, just trying to make natural products. I have a son that, well, we have health issues in the family anyway, so I was looking at more natural ways of living our life as opposed to all the chemicals, so I really got involved in making natural products and soaps.
Still ahead, Barbara receives a loving message from her husband.
He's thanking you for putting up with him because he was so weird. He's like, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was a
We
character.
had a life together that nobody could imagine.
Yeah.
In this reading, Barbara connects to her husband.
Somebody was going blind when they died. They had diabetes. This is your mother? Is this correct?
Dad had diabetes really bad.
And was he dying with diabetes?
He went totally blind.
So
and
you're-
then he
okay.
died.
Did you sit at the kitchen all the time with your family, always gathered in the kitchen and never used your dining room? It was like dusty and whatever. Okay.
Never had a dining room, just the
Right,
kitchen.
just the kitchen. Okay, so you're the kitchen girl. All right. So yours is about you separating right now, and it's like you've been ignored or shut down or shut off from family members. They want you to know that you didn't do anything wrong. You don't understand what went wrong. You just don't get it. Why aren't they talking to me? I feel like everybody's abandoned you and you don't get it, right? And in some way, well, first of all, you didn't do anything. This is what they're telling me this. Both, and I'm getting 5 people in spirit, actually. So you have a bunch of them that all died similarly, close together. Is this correct?
Yes.
You had a cluster.
Yes. My husband and his brother died within a week.
Back to back.
Yeah, and I just had a nephew pass this morning.
Oh, I'm so...
And my mom and dad have been gone for
a while now, right? So everybody died in a cluster, I feel like, and they're
Yes,
5,
yes,
right? So,
yes.
so it just feels like everybody's going, and you don't understand why, and any of the, because nothing got closed for you either. There was no closure at
and,
all.
It's mostly all younger people around me.
Mm-hmm.
My young niece passed of cancer, and now my young nephew this morning, and I have another niece that's dying of cancer at this.
It's very difficult to wonder why these things happen to you, because you're pretty much the only one left, right? There's just a few of you, and then you have other family members that you don't talk to, that you aren't close at all, so you're left. You feel left.
Right.
But you have a lot of really good friends, and you're quite social, even though you seem, right? You're
Exactly.
like a life of the party girl.
Yes.
And there is no reason for this illness to be hitting everybody in the family. And there are people say, oh, everything happens for a reason, and I don't believe that. I believe we live life on life's terms as well as make our choices. And these are things that there are no whys to, but the question we have to ask is, how do we deal with it? And you have such a rich group of people around you who love you so much, and you're going to be around for a long time. No cancer for you, and you will likely see many people pass in your family, because that is your role, is to be witness. But you're happy. You're a happy person.
I am.
Your husband was not educated, is this correct?
He didn't go far in school.
Like grade 8 or
no.
something, right? Yeah. He was a very complicated man. He just wants to push in. Very complicated man, and he's thanking you for putting up with him. Because he was so weird. He's like, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was a character.
We had a life together that nobody could imagine.
Yeah. Oh boy, and you have had that.
Yes.
So now you have lots of girlfriends. You don't need a man, all right? So, but he is thanking you so much. You were a hoot, he said. And he was a little touched. He's saying he was a bit touched, but you got him. It was like he was an alien. And you really got him. And thank you for getting him, because pretty much nobody else did. And he loves you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I communicate with loved ones who have passed in order to bring through their messages, because until we're willing to face our old stories, they'll continue to have power over us. Our loved ones want to make sure that we live our lives to the fullest. So until next time, I'm Colette Baron-Reid with Messages from Spirit.
I thought it was wonderful, and Colette herself is very kind, and just, you know, you think you can tell somebody's personality, but she was more than I was even expecting.
It was wonderful. It was lots of fun, joking around and serious and learning. It was a whole gamut of stuff.
It's been just absolutely fascinating to see the messages that are coming through, and I find myself just touched and moved by every single person's experience, and it's mind-blowing, and it's amazing, and it's expanding people's perspectives, which is great.
It's wonderful. It's great. It's a great group of people. It's super interesting just to watch someone do what they do so naturally. It's great.